let's take it a step further, and I want to talk about how to create some freedom within our set. So this is a nice set. Everything's loaded in. My songs are loaded in. Everything looks really nice, but I want to have some freedom within this set list. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to try to create better transitions between song 1, 2, and 3. So if I look at this first song, okay. What's nice about this, if we look at song 1, it's 72, it's in the key of B. If we look at song 2, it's 74, and it's also in the key of B. So one of the great features and one of the great things about live to me is I get to get kind of a 50,000-foot view of my set list on Sunday morning or Wednesday night, whenever you're doing a service. And I get to look at it and go, okay, these songs are actually really similar in tempo. They're the same key. What if I did a transition where they go right into each other? And so seeing them laid out this way, I can kind of tweak and change things and do something custom instead of just exactly what's there. So what I'm going to actually try to do is I want to get rid of this outro, and I just want to go right into Whom Shall I Fear. So I'm going to select this. If you remember our time commands from earlier, I'm going to delete time. And then I want to go right into, again, Whom Shall I Fear. So I want to make these the same tempo as well. So I'm going to go to the tempo track for Whom Shall I Fear, which is 84. And I'm going to check, 74. And I'm going to change this to 72. So it's the same tempo as the Lord our God. I could do either. I could speed up the first one or slow down the second one. In this case, I'll slow it down. And I'm going to mute both of the multi-tracks so we can hear the original track. And let's listen to what it is. It's not exactly perfect right now, and we'll see if we can tweak it and make it perfect. So let's listen. Okay, so it's like, okay, that was a great try, but it's not a great transition. Not yet. So here's what I want to do, is I want those to go a little sooner. Now, if my band's playing and we're cranking along, how are we going to know when the next song starts? I'm going to use this click, and I actually want that count in to start a little sooner. So I'm going to take this count in, which is that first part of the click. I'm just going to nudge it over, and then I'm going to actually go here and delete that first measure. Okay, now we have this. Okay. Now, let me turn the track down a little bit so you can hear that count in. So if your band's playing along with this, and we'll set both of these to stereo so we can hear both sides. With the track low enough, you'll hear that count in. So your band's going to know as we're getting close. Okay. We're right into Whom Shall I Fear. We changed the tempo. They're the same key. Now, if you remember from earlier, though, we can make this probably a little better for our band, because I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to create a crossfade. Okay, so I'm going to right-click, do Create Crossfade. Okay, and now that intro is a little long, though, so I'm going to trim that up just like we talked about earlier, and I'm going to do delete time. We'll do a crossfade, right? So now we have song 1, and this is what's great about arrangement view, is as I do this, I can start it, I can step back. As we're playing the chorus, I could be playing keys, doing whatever I need to do, and without touching the computer, I'll zoom in so we can see a little more. Without touching the computer, it's going to automatically go into that next song. So again, I could play. So we talked about is he checking email? Is he on the YouTube's question that we get from time to time? When you're using tracks, it shouldn't be something that people really notice, right? Now, sometimes you can do, if you're doing like a dance track or something and doing God's Great Dancer, obviously people are going to go, where do they get all those sounds from? I don't know where that's coming from. Or maybe they want. But in this case, I don't want someone to see me going and trying to get the transition, right? So if I do that, then that's going to be a really smooth transition between song 1 and 2. Again, I'm using that stop track between song 2 and 3. So when I get here, and you'll see, right, it stops, I could talk. You know, maybe we get to the end and I'm playing keys. And then when I'm ready, I press 3 and I start my third song. Now, that's great. That's cool. That's all nice. But let's do something a little more crazy, right? And a little more fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few more locators here, at least for this original, for this first song here. And then I have this great foot pedal down here beside me to the left. And this is called a Disaster Area DM6D. Okay. What's nice, how many guitar players are here? Okay. Yeah, I'm a guitar player. I play a little bit of keys, but I'm a guitar player primarily. It's really difficult if you're using tracks because you're trying to, you know, use your fingers and you're trying to play, and it's like, man, I only have so many hands. So what's cool about this is I have one of these pedals, and one thing, let me show you. If I want to go to song 3, I hit that. Now, if you notice, I didn't map that because I already had that template set built up. So if I hit song 3 and press play, song 3 is going to start. For dramatic effect, let me step far away from the computer. If I want to stop it, I can press stop. If I want to play, I can play it. Now, what's cool about this though, and what's cool about this pedal, is there's a mode called the Omni Mode, or the All Access Mode. If I hold that down, it's going to say all, and then as this is playing, I just press that, and it loops back to the beginning. So I can't tell you how many times I've led worship or seen worship leaders, and as they're talking, they have a certain amount of time that they have to talk for, and they're stressed about it, and they're thinking, okay, I've got 8 measures, and they're timing out exactly what they're doing, and they're going, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? When I'm using live and I'm working with live like this, I have tons of flexibility. I could also do this and start right on the verse, skip the second half of that intro. If I add more locators throughout the rest of this, okay. And this is the thing, I've always thought technology, and especially loops, we shouldn't play the loops and the tracks should play to us, right? Worship is a very responsive thing. So if you're in the moment and you're teaching your band this song, you're teaching your church this song, you can say, let's sing that verse one more time, Promise Maker. And you press that and you're right to your verse, right? Super, super simple. Let's say for some reason we'll stop it. Let's say we want to go back to the beginning of our song here. And for whatever reason, just in the moment, you go, you cue your band either using a panic button and a microphone that just goes to the ears, or you're using hand signals to go verse, chorus, bridge. Let's say we start at the beginning of the song, and then we want to actually go to our chorus. So I'm going to press, let me go back one more. There we go. And then you'll see me skip right to my chorus. I go right to it. I could say, okay, guys, we want to teach you this song. And you're playing the chorus, you're singing it. And then watch what happens. We're going to get to the end of the chorus. And I'm going to let it play, and then we'll go to the turn. And then as subtly as you can tell your band, you'll say like verse 1, right? So instead of going to verse 2, let's go back to verse 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, verse 1, right? Now what's cool about this is Ableton Live, you'll notice I'm not trying to get that exactly right. I'm doing it any time in the measure before that next bar comes in. Let's do the verse again, right? So I hit that and I go back to the verse. That's a really cool feature in Live called global quantization. And what that does is whatever this is set to here, 1 bar, allows me to change whenever I want to 2, 3, 4, chorus, right? And what's great about this is it doesn't matter what kind of MIDI controller we have, whether it's an iPad, whether it's a Disaster Area Designs DM6D, Ableton Push, or a MIDI controller. Live just sees MIDI. It doesn't care what it is, but we can assign MIDI to those functions and really, really easily do that. So that's how, using a few cool things like great transitions, assigning functions, how we can create freedom in our set. And again, we don't want to play to tracks and loops. We want them to play to us and follow. So you have incredible flexibility and incredible freedom when you're using Ableton Live to do that.